Quiet! Hello? Excuse me. We will begin the presentation in 1 minute. Shh. So the three young people here, they're from St. John Give Hope Foundation from Brooklyn. They will give us a short presentation on the great job they're doing with people in need.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Well, we're from the St. John Give Hope Foundation, as you can see here on the slide. Well, it is, but let's see if I can. All right, let's do it this way. Better? Okay, very good. All right, so we're here. So my colleague here, Dimitri, Leona, and myself, Jesus. Sorry. Okay, so the St. John Give Hope Foundation is doing two different things, so two main activities we engage in. Those are the outreach on the streets of Brooklyn, more precise Brighton Beach. And we also run a safe haven of St. John of Kronstadt in Coney Island area. Okay, so being a Christian foundation, basically this is the underpinning of what we do. And here's an example of pretty much, well, you've seen this, I'm pretty much familiar, well, I think you're familiar with these, this is from the Matthew 25, 35, 36. I don't know if you can see it, but I can read it out, a little bit of that, so you can, get some feel for it. For I was hungry, and you gave me meat, I was thirsty, and you gave me drink, and I was a stranger, and you took me in. And then so forth and so on. You clothed me, you visited me in prison, and so forth and so on. Okay. And that is pretty much why we do it. Okay, so let's dive right into the outreach that we do, and this picture here of the soup, of a hearty soup, and that's pretty much what we actually serve because it's easy to prepare, and it's warming and soothing, and it's kind of filling too. So that's what we bring out to the people that are homeless on the streets. Okay, the location, as I mentioned, is mainly Brighton Beach area. Okay, and okay, so here's a picture of actual site. It's under a bridge, and these people, from time to time, obviously are getting chased away from there by the police, but they pretty much live here on the street, right, under a bridge. So we go out there, we visit them, we bring the food, clothes, shoes, sometimes medications if needed. And one main point here is we have to reach out, because these people don't reach out to anybody really. So we have to be proactively going out there and looking them up and offer help. The feeding has been going on in different shapes and forms since 2003, continuously. And as you can probably see, some of you at least, in 2017 we had about 2,600 servings of hot meal distributed during that year. Okay, and our fund does the feeding 3 days a week. It's Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. As I said, we bring clothes, shoes, medicines. We also do missions to hospital and detox center. Detox center most of the time, really. When people, let's say somebody says, okay, I'm tired of this, I want to get out of this.
What is this, in this country, you mean?
This is happening in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's what I
Yeah,
wanted to know.
Brighton.
Thank you.
Yeah, Brighton area.
Thank you.
So we take them to these detox centers, Coney Island Hospital and Staten Island Hospital mainly. We also assist in recovery and renewal of documents, because obviously if people are taking drugs or they're drinking and so forth, they lose all these documents, and they're pretty much not a good shape to go to the authorities and to renew those documents. Also, one interesting aspect of this is repatriation. So some people choose to, after, I don't know, several years in the streets, drinking or doing drugs, or whatever they do, they get so tired, so, you know, I just want to go. I want to see my family, I want to see my people, I just want to leave. And so we help them up to sober up, get themselves in more or less a shape, right? Contact the consulate, the embassy, get their documents in order, and also pay a ticket for them to go back. And we've had the last one, it was a woman from Latvia that was here. She was not drinking, she was not doing drugs, but she was living on the streets for whatever reason. And she was really tired of it, and so we just basically arranged we helped her to get the documents, the passport and everything, and then bought the ticket and sent her back home. And she's in communication with us, and she's doing well. Okay, so who do we help? Well, anybody that comes to these feedings, obviously, we help. But more narrowly, the target audience is the Russian-speaking people, which is pretty much the majority, obviously, in that area, Brighton Beach. And those are from the different ex-former Soviet republics. You know, so we're Georgians, we're Armenians, we're Russians, Ukrainians, you name it. A lot of this, well, some of them have documents, some of them don't have documents. So also the English proficiency is not on a high level, let's put it that way. Obviously they lack health insurance, there's abuse going on, alcohol, drug. And a lot of them, they don't know their rights, and they're also scared of anything in uniform. So sometimes they may have rights to help, and sometimes an ambulance comes by and they see these guys in uniform coming out and offering them help, especially during the winter. And they just go, no, 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 no. Because they don't know it, they don't speak the language, and they may think that, you know, they're gonna get reported or anything like that. So they just go, no, 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 no. And then we get cases where people just have frostbites and, you know, damages like that. A lot of those are people suffering from depression and apathy. Obviously, it's a downward spiral, because obviously if you're taking drugs, your life just goes down. It doesn't get better. So we have also this Georgian parish helping us to cover 2 days a week. So in between them and us, we cover 5 days a week with feedings. Okay, and what happens if we don't reach out? As I said before, these people don't reach out for help, so we have to, or somebody has to reach out to them. Since 2003, which is when the feeding started, there's been about 90 people, well, 90 deaths, let's put it this way. People that we came in contact with at some point that we know of. For various reasons, there's been, well, alcohol-related, drug-related, obviously, but also violence on the streets. All right, and this is the second thing that our main activities is the Safe Haven that was opened up back in November 2017. And let me give you some background to that. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with St. John of Kronstadt, the patron saint of sobriety. But he did something along these lines back in late 19th century, early 20th century on an island called Kronstadt outside just off the coast of St. Petersburg. And that was a place where the mayor of St. Petersburg at the time was basically deporting all kinds of, let's put it, anti-social elements, right? So you had prostitutes, criminals, drunks, all this kind of people, right? So that place was basically not a very nice place to be, and he started serving there, and he served his whole life there, and he created something called a Safe Haven, where people could live, get away from the streets, learn a skill, and then get back out, get back out in the community to take care of themselves and their families, hopefully. So the idea, his idea, is what is behind our safe haven. Okay, so another important part of this healing process, I would say, is there is a chapel right there in the safe haven that the Brotherhood, actually, the guys themselves built. And they're very good. A lot of them are very good at working with their hands. So this is the work that they did. Everything here. And obviously there's a place here for the little choir, the candle chandelier, I guess you could say. Okay, and so we're serving vigils every Saturday night. Okay. There's parishioners now, or small little parish forming now, because you have people coming in from the outside also to these services. Okay, as I mentioned, so every Saturday night we have a vigil together with the Brotherhood, as you can see here, and you also have parishioners now coming in. On Sundays there's a liturgy, like once a month, when the priest from the 97th Street coming in, the St. Nicholas Church in Upper Manhattan, Upper East. And, well, you can see one of them right there. And we've had this liturgy served since June 2018. So the Safe Haven opened up in November 2017, but as of June 2018, we have liturgies once a month. Okay. Okay. All right. So conditions for admission to the Safe Haven, and this says men because 90% of the people on the streets are actually men. So that's the demographic we're working with. The key is strong motivation, because if you don't have motivation to get out of that, then nothing's going to work. So the first step is to pass the 5-day detoxification. As I mentioned, it's either Coney Island Hospital or Staten Island Hospital. From there, you have to pass right into rehabilitation in an enclosed institution as probably inpatient. And after all this, then you can actually then get admitted to the Safe Haven, where you're more or less in a good shape, physically, mentally. And then you can stay there from 6 months to a year. There are rules that you have to sign, that you agree with the rules. You're expected to go all the meetings or outpatient programs like AA meetings, for instance, or any other programs that they sign up for. Also look for a job, and hopefully then be able to stand on your own legs after your stays over here. And obviously follow the rules. Okay, I don't know how many people here actually do speak Russian, because this video is only in Russian, so we can skip it if nobody is, and it's not really audible, I guess. You don't hear now. Alright, so let's skip it. Okay, so, as I mentioned before, these people are very good with their hands, so they built this baptistry, I don't even know what to call this, baptistry holder, I would say, with the steps here, all these decorations, all that is done by the Brotherhood. And this is used in Holy Trinity Church in East New York. Okay, and the results. So, since 2017, November, there's been about 25 people now that passed through the Safe Haven. 11 people are currently residing there. 2 graduates so far. 3 relapses. I think by now it's maybe 4 or 5. But luckily no deaths on our watch. Okay, here's just an example of one graduate that kind of recently, a couple of months ago, graduated, right? Okay, so this is about the financial side of things. The next month may not come, it says up there, because we exist on donations. So our income is not predictable, let's put it that way. The rent is $2,600 per month. It's a little less than $60 per person for groceries per month. And obviously also the outreach needs some money. But outreach, I'll tell you briefly that there's a lot of volunteers that are preparing the soups, volunteers that transport the soup from whoever is preparing it to the place of feeding, which is usually the boardwalk at Brighton Beach, or Brighton 4th. And the Brotherhood, or the people there, homeless people, they already know what time, what day, so they're just there waiting. Okay. Now, if you wish to help, and I'm not talking about money right now, you can join us to feed the homeless, and that's a very, well, I would say a special experience. Speaking from my own experience, I've been doing it for a year and a half. Every Tuesday I was out there, like after work I would go out and pick up the car and then pick up all the things, the soup, and then go out there with a couple more people and just feed them, right? And it's a lot of people say it's a very special experience to do that. Well, Brooklyn, yeah. Well, yeah, we're all in that area. So cooks of the soup they're constantly needed because you have people come and go. Sometimes people just can't do it, or it's last minute something happens and they just call up and say, sorry, I can't do it. So we have to scramble to find somebody else. Drivers, we may need people to drive, but that is not as important now because the Safe Haven actually has a car. Some office work may be, well, I wouldn't say required, but we need some help with that sometimes, but not often. We welcome also people that can document the events, maybe go out there and document and film it in a more professional manner than, let's say, an iPhone or something like that. And also you're obviously welcome to come and pray at the chapel with the Brotherhood. So as I said, Saturday evenings, and call for Sundays because we kind of know the day before. Okay, the future plans. This is just an example of Glens Bay. Is not a place at the moment we're looking. The idea is to get a piece of land somewhere outside the city where maybe have some farm animals, grow things there, and sell part of the produce. And also have these people, because not obviously everybody is going to be able to get back out to the community. It's just a fact. So for those that can't, then maybe we'll be living out there doing manual work in pretty much, let's say, like along the lines of a monastery where monks work a lot physically too and pray. So along those lines. Okay, and here, this is a little small obviously for you guys out there in the back, but you can subscribe to Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow what we do. Now, as you see here, how to donate. Now we're getting to that part. So PayPal, Venmo, Cash are the venues. And also, we're giving out envelopes, self-addressed envelopes. So for people who want to, they're actually here. For people who want to donate, let's say a check or money order. The address is also here. If anyone feels like it, they can start a fundraiser for our NGO on Facebook. Just go to Facebook, you can find us on the list, and then just choose our NGO. And Amazon, I guess a lot of you people use Amazon to buy, shop. No? All right, but those who do, Amazon, during the checkout process, Amazon will ask you, so do you want to donate? And you say yes, then on a list you can choose the NGO, you can choose our fund, and then the Amazon will donate 0.5% every time you shop. All right, and this concludes the presentation. Thank you for your time. And I'm just gonna go flip back to this and leave it on,
Can I
okay?
just ask how many people are involved helping?
Well, all in all, let's see, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, the core is about 5 people. The core, yes.
then you have-
And then you have people, volunteers that are doing different things and helping out. Yes, you have the cooks that cook the soup, right? The Brotherhood actually from the Safe Havens, these two work together. We have Safe Haven helping out cooking when, let's say, we have nobody else. They do it, they cook the soup, and they actually take it out to the location. So there's a certain synergy there, and obviously from the streets we sometimes get people into the Safe Haven, obviously, but they also have to pass the detox first and that inpatient program, and then get here. So there's a synergy between these two. All right, any questions? Just feel free to approach my colleagues, me, myself.
Yeah, demos, I'd like to contribute.
Oh yeah, they're demos here. There's all, yes, it's all here.